After the great flood of Noah, a lot of things happened in the small window of time when Noah was still alive. Details about all that happened in this period are very hard to come by. Just after the flood, Noah and his sons settled down in the Aratta region, east of where the ark had landed. Then, at one point, they all moved out of that region. One can assume that they grew in numbers that the land could not support them all. Apparently, that doesn't seem to be the case. There was a king named Enmerkar at that time. More and more details are emerging of this king as being the Nimrod of the Bible, who established the city of Erech, from which Iraq got its name, as well as Nineveh and many other cities in Mesopotamia. He was a giant. It's because he was of Noah's son Ham's lineage, and Ham's descendants mingled with the fallen entities even after the flood. For the same reason, there were giants in the land of Canaan as well. Hinduism calls him Shiva, and he's often depicted huge to show what a giant he was. He and his band of men were good at hunting down the wild animals and clearing the land for human habitation. Bible calls him the mighty hunter before God. However, he was very much against God and his people. He laid siege to the kingdom of Aratta, where the righteous sons of Noah were living. This enmity continued even after the death of Nimrod. In all these events, the big picture one has to see is that the God of heaven and the devil, who had been cast off in the oceans, both want to establish their kingdoms upon the earth. It is no secret you can see Christians all over the world praying, "Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," and so on. For the devil's part, he has also tried his own kingdoms over the millennia, such as Sumerian, Assyrian, Egyptian, Persian, Indian, Greek, Roman, and so on, and has utterly failed. Now, how about the new world order they are talking about for another kingdom? Well, in the days after Noah's flood, the devil used some pretty water nymphs of the abyss to charm and control the kings of the earth and thereby subjugate the human race in order to establish his kingdom. I recently made a video named "The Mermaids Shaped Our Human History." Please watch it. As far-fetched as it may sound, it will sure make sense. In this process, the devil sent water nymph Inanna to Nimrod. She is known as Kali in India. She killed Nimrod, took over his throne, and ruled his kingdom from Nineveh by the name Queen Semiramis. By the way, Nimrod's death is commemorated as Mahashivratri by the Hindus by fasting and keeping overnight vigils. Now, just north of Semiramis's kingdom was the land of Aratta, which covered the modern-day regions of Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Georgia. At that time, King Ara the Handsome ruled that land. He was married to his beautiful queen Nvat. However, Semiramis was madly in love with him. Mermaids love mortal men, She suggested that they merge both their kingdoms as one and rule as king and queen together. He refused. So she attacked his kingdom to capture him alive, but in the process he got killed. The same Semiramis also tried to attack India and failed. At that time, the sons of Cush who became the gods of Hinduism later, had not moved into India yet. Noah's son Shem was ruling India, and India was the true bastion of faith in those days, worshipping Noah's god Yahweh by the title Narayana. The Hindu god Vishnu, who they call Narayana today, was a Kushite of African descent, and he has nothing to do with the Narayana that the ancient Indians worshipped. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that Noah's sons moved out of Aratta region at one point when all these things were happening. The Book of Jubilee hints that it happened within 100 years before the confusion of tongues at the Tower of Babel. Since it is a lot of data to take in, I have decided to explain it in my forthcoming video. Now, thanks for watching.